Me llamo Doña Luz, tengo 71 años y soy muy feliz como abuela. Esta es mi finca y este es mi cafetal, mis palos de mango, jelipitas. Esta es Mora, mi perra, y esta es mi familia. Hola. Es una familia que ellos son muy amorosos. Mi esposo hace 11 años y medio que murió y ellos están ahí conmigo, me chinean mucho, me consienten demasiado, no me dejan casi sola. Yo con solo oírles que me dicen mami o abuela, eso me llena mucho. Mi esposo era muy trabajador. Ya la relación con él era muy bonita. Donde andaba él, andaba yo, donde andaba yo, andaba él, nos gustaba andar juntitos. Así fue muy hermoso andar con él en moto. Para mí son favoritas las motos. Y claro, ahora no ando porque había tenido un accidentito. Pero para mí ese es la moto. Soy feliz en mi cocina y bueno, le doy gracias a Dios, está en mi cocina y con mucho amor. Lo que hago son empanadas y las hago con mucho amor. Estas son mis empanadas. Y a mí me gusta poner música, que es lo primero. También el bailar, ¿no? Yo me pongo ahí a bailar en la cocina sola. Que tienen que hacer caminar, escuchar música, hacer ejercicios, porque eso es lo que me gusta a mí. Y bailar si es caso. Pura vida es que uno se siente bien y tal vez los demás van y tal vez están un poquito ahí, ¿verdad? Con una tristecita o algo. Y ya uno pasa muy contento uno y les hace pura vida, entonces ellos también. Y ya le hacen que está pura vida ellos también. Y esa es la palabra, ¿verdad? De nosotros los ticos. No tiene por qué tener estrés. Se deja llevar, como digo yo siempre, con la brisa del viento y como las aguas. Y usted, con una sonrisa, quita el estrés. Amor mío.
Did you know that your tax pays for the ABC and the ABC is paying for me to be here in Stockholm, one of the most expensive cities in the world? But unlike other delegates, I refuse to waste your taxpayer money. And so I've taken myself deep into the Swedish forest to save your money and to face my fears. You see, here in Sweden, there's a thing called allemansrätten, which translates to right to roam. It means you can set up a tent and live off the land pretty much anywhere. So my mission was clear. How much taxpayer money could I save living in the forest for 3 days? First things first, the gear. So I've joined a Facebook group of women explorers who will share things with people who are visiting Sweden. And I'm going to go meet a woman to pick up her things. She didn't hesitate in lending me her full kit for free, axe included. Next, I patroned Swedish salvos for a pot and a puffer vest, lest I starve and freeze. Then, onto transportation. Unfortunately, hire cars do not fall under the Allemansrätten umbrella. The budget was blown to bits, but I had to hit the road.
Yeah. There was no one.
Never smelled something this good before. I've never smelled forest in my life. I'm feeling joy in my spirit. Fork in the road, nice. Oh my god, sorry, I just heard something, what the fuck? Nah, I can't. Literally walking directly into the woods, are you serious? Aww. It was at this point that memories of Yunnan camp started flooding back. I'd almost been helivaced out of Gippsland Lakes, such was the inhumanity of the situation. Enter my $20 tent. The next challenge was fire. I'm over it. Piss off. So we're just doing like a teepee. As they say, build it and they will come. Hey!
So we are a gang who's taking the run. Can we grill together?
Yeah, of course. I had offered up my fire as a manipulation tactic, certain the Swedish family would trade me a hot dog. Instead, I was left to survive off a packet of sugar I borrowed from a cafe. I was having no luck on land, so the next option was clear.
Well, that was a real bite. Yeah, I had a bite.
The fish evaded my capture, and I returned to camp, ravenous and destitute.
As the sun goes away a little bit more and more, I do feel somewhat uneasy in the forest.
Okay, not only is it a full moon, I think it's a blood moon, or for some reason it's bright orange. I don't know anything about astrology or enough said. I'm too afraid to close my eyes. And I'm too afraid to keep them open. Kidding. That's a Blair Witch Project if anyone remembers it. As you can tell, I wasn't scared at all, until I noticed it. I swear I can hear someone snoring. There was no way I was spending another 2 nights in the forest with a demon suffering from sleep apnea, so I fled for Stockholm. The average cost of a night in Sweden? $400. The average cost of Elliot, double that. And the excuse to never camp again, well, that's priceless.
This place was a heyday. 5 bars in town were all packed out every weekend. It was great for a few years. And then the Imperial Irrigation District did a water transfer. So they started taking all the runoff water away from the sea. So it started receding. And so it picks up all those particulates, which isn't good for us to breathe. A lot of business went out. All the bars went away. The town went into a decline. Old people died or moved away. Their houses become ramshackled, and it was a real dumpy little town. The art people showed up about 11 years ago, and it's really put Bombay on the world map. It looks a little dumpy here and there, but everything, it's like polishing an apple. There's a real energy here. It's almost like coming and getting a big hug. I don't know if it's because of the lithium that makes people sort of euphoric in a way.
Hi, Sonia.
That's Dave Day. Our closest store and the ambulance is 18 miles away. We don't see somebody for a while. We go around and check on them. We all sort of keep an eye out for each other, you know, like a big community watch type thing. And sometimes we find people deceased. This is Mr. Ernest Hawkins, Jr. He was my partner. What a talented man. He died 2 years ago. He did so much for this town. He worked very hard. He had a vision. He always thought outside the box. What a great man. I sure miss him. Everybody misses him. Some years ago, it was all over the newspapers. Salton Sea stinks, it's so toxic, you don't go there. You know, it really gave a bad name for the area. I live right here. I don't smell anything, there's nothing wrong with my nostrils. This place would boom if we just get the water back, but they just have their own agenda. They got all these millions of dollars and then they'd start all these little projects, but it's only Band-Aids, it's not fixing the problem. And they could do that, bring it from the Pacific Ocean, through the mountain, down to the sea. The art people came in and this town just started building up, so we can thank them for that. Otherwise, we'd just be a ramshackle dust bowl. The water used to be up here, all up here. Look at this is sad. And they could save this sea. We need the water back. People in Palm Springs are going to start complaining about the air quality.
And when moneyed people start complaining, then people start listening. It's just a long, dry journey.
Customer information. In this hot weather, it's advisable to carry caution with you. Please pick up your seats and anyone who is unwell, and if they need more assistance, help them off at the next station.
In school, I talked so much during my break that I forgot to eat my lunch. I think it's a self-worth issue, or maybe I was too obsessed to let people catch me with my mouth full. Most of them work for KPMG now. I make videos on Instagram and still don't like eating in front of people, but they're going bald and pretend to be straight, so at least I know I'm winning. One time my teacher made me clear out my folder in front of the class and there was a twig in it. It made me laugh, but I was the only one who could see the forest through the trees. My school bag became a portal where everything got lost and bananas went black. It's hard to make friends on public transport. No one even looks at each other anymore, not even the lesbians, who usually like me because I remind them of their sensitive brother. I once fell in love with the sound of a speakerphone. The voice felt familiar, like someone I used to connect with, and the words were muffled enough to make up my own story. Do you ever hear something and then feel a deep knowing that doesn't need to be thought about? Like the time my friend died, and then I saw her 2 weeks later in the garden, in a beautiful white gown, perfectly ironed, like heaven had its own laundrette. Deja vu. Pop psychology's term to tell us we've lived multiple times before. So the man shouting down the receiver of his phone during the morning rush on the tube was on a call with an older version of himself, having a heated argument about who gets custody over their inner child. Everything feels like a remix of a remix, like we're watching our lives unfold for the second time and can't stop making the same mistakes. The songs all sound familiar and the fashion looks like we've seen it before. When there's too much past in our present, we keep meeting the same people with different faces and names. Our patterns are a train we've lost control over because our hands are tied and our arms are too short to reach the steering wheel. Do trains even have steering wheels? There's no declarations loud enough to convince you that you are where you work, what you do, or what you believe in. You're not your quarterly performance review. You're not a diagnosis or a star sign. Your life is a bullet, waiting for someone to catch it in their mouth, to see if it takes when they spit the shell out. Life is a way of repeating itself. Sometimes it feels like I'm back in the schoolyard, smoking cigarettes I stole off my dad. It feels like you can still see inside my school bag, but now the black bananas make me laugh. Your imagination is a weapon, your sensitivity is resistance. The square pegs and round holes hold hearts of gold that can turn a house of cards into a home we all live in.
طيب بالنسبة للرموزية الفكرة ولا نقرأ كران سوار ولا إذا كنت قرأ لكن أنا استخدمت لكن التي تذكر تكليت فلانية وتذكر تحروس نط المطارين. زوارت خنا الصداقة كتكلي تدرك سكر بنكي سكر مختلف كيف تتعود وطش جوي تصمات وتأتي في ضروري تفهم الحياة اللي وانا بكذا زيت ضروري بنزيح وش من اللي خدمت باش تعتمد في الكاوسة تعتمد فيها لفت فول غاز ولا فراوله انت تاخدي تغني لعبة العيش من الشاشة هذا بس من صغر الناس عطاك تزربيت بالنسبة لتزربيت ماشي غير تلقى تيتززت ديس المتعة داكي ترتاح نفسيا كلها يبقى مرتاح تخدم تزربيت تتطلع ما تتطلع مشاكل تتطلع كل شيء بالنسبة للوحة فنية تخدم تقيس لها فنك كان كلشي تعجبت المرحلة نزربيتهم من الأول صار خارج كيما تزربيت نوزع نبي شغل دعوة بالتوجد هذا الطيار هي زاد تلاقيس القيمة تلاقيس الخدمة لكن تلاقيس القيمة تلاقيس الخدمة القيمة بجوز تزربيتهم الوايد تكمل حتى غير تعضو تتيجي تسات زيتي بولي تسات عروض زيتي دي عادي لما تسكت تزربيت داس غير شكون وين غير نتسنخ كيف كانت كيصربي لنا الفيسبوك نتسنخ لا غير نسيتي بلاد كلشي اصلا انت كل نهار تصوري لا عرفتي تسير ناس تسكر في الفيلم الرياض زعما شكون لا ناس ودرس لحقات نتسينا جدي كنا غساوله كون كتيني انا في العائله التي داس يخدم كنا مش نسيما زينا تيجي من السوقيها تنبدا واش نديرها كيف انا السياح ضروري داش كندرت مغاري ماشي زعما كاين مش كان كله تزناق تسطنت مغاري الجمعيات كلها نتل الجمعيات ولكن كانت تاني رقاسني كانت الجمعيات اللي التعاونيات ولا نرقاس كنتظر بيت كانت ولا تتخدم انت كاع غير الوسط الا قيستي كداك الناس الناس يسم ولا سما تنتظر كانت من دارسن لا كيسون كان يتقامر تنسم تدسمتيني تخللت تدسمتيني ذكرت وانحاء العالم يصدش كل ناس زناقت الزرير عينات تزربيش ماني غلطتو ومن الاول صوما تعطو نص ارتكلو تزربيت
这里以前这边是个动物园，各种动物，知道吧？所以大人小孩都来这边玩。我们小时候跳到里面去游泳，喷泉可大了，这个从顶上喷。你小时候我爬这个台子还得，姑娘出来全部睡人，那夏天热闹得很。以前那个年代。十几万，我小时候都十几万的，产量低了，产不出油。这边人就出去很多人，不，你这个能想象得到，人山人海，满了人，到大街小巷，人就多得很，都发愁，你老了怎么办？你自己走就行了。我就先走了。好，拜拜。这些鸟全是我人工喂大的。这些鸟小的时候从蛋壳里出来，都是在我的被窝里养大的，都在我靠着我的肩膀的被子里。鸟养这些东西就调节心情的，随着年龄，随着生活自己的处境，他心情有些浮躁，心就说是吧？我通过养这些，我把我的心情慢慢调节的平稳，不那么浮躁，不那么暴躁。工薪阶级嘛，生活就是上班下班嘛，上学放学嘛。你老了，现在还可以，你老了怎么办？工作没工作，上班没人要。虽然那时候70几年，我们都还吃玉米面， 穿补丁衣服，那球鞋脚趾头都露出来。现在生活水平各方面提高了，是不是？但是还是怀念以前，怀旧，很怀旧的。但是就是小时候感觉很幸福的。网上传的这是一个空城，实际上就是个空城。从小从这边长大，有感情的，对，还是有感情，对吧？我现在就是怎么开心怎么